Here we go. Because it's still summer break, Andy.
Oh my, if I don't know it's summertime, something's wrong. Either that or I'm having a heart attack.
We need to turn up the heat in here, don't we?
Either that or my blood pressure's high enough at this point. Good God.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Headlines and Shenanigans, and we are cooking in here in this summer heat here in the Carolinas. Aren't we, Andy?
I would crack a window, but it's not even cooler outside.
No, and then plus cause sound.
Plus sound.
Yeah, cause sound, you know.
Got the wilderness out there, got the children out there enjoying their summer break like monsters.
Monsters in the pool.
Just out there living their best life.
That's right, so if you hear some kids screaming in the background, they're just playing, seriously, promise.
When you hear them stop screaming,
yeah,
you might hear a cut.
I have to take a break.
Did you guys hear them get quiet for a second? Hold on, cut.
Yeah, go ahead and cut this.
We gotta go check on them. We all right, we are back, and everyone's fine. Got some, we got the shocker out, or whatever those things are called.
Yeah. With the AED? No.
IED? No, that's the bomb. I don't know. IUD?
Chat GPT? I don't know what the fuck
we got the IUDs out.
Exactly. Well, anyways, Andy, I'm glad to be back in studio with you, man. We talked a little bit last show about the Tony Alamo cult, spelt Alamo.
Tony Alamo, yeah. Some say Alamo, I say Alamo. Yeah, that's cool, whatever.
Well, we'll be covering that cult or religion or whatever you want to call it. Group. That is still actually in practice. We'll be covering them in September when we return. And I did post up some pictures on Instagrams of the flyer that was left on Andy's car. It's quite entertaining. And if you heard in the last episode, Andy's actor recommendations to play Tony Alamo, they're pretty damn spot on. So yeah, that's definitely worth checking out.
I love how the first thing on that flyer is, how will they know? And now that's how they know, Michael. The true crime guys will share their flyers on social media. That's how they'll know.
We're just trying to do the good Lord's work.
We're just trying to spread the word, guys.
This guy met Jesus. So
this guy met Jesus.
Have you met Jesus?
In a Beverly Hills studio one day in 1968.
Because Jesus lives in Hollywood and everyone knows it.
Listen, at the 1968, I swear to God, I still think he met Charles Manson. It's just like, I think this guy's actually Jesus. He's saying some good things.
He's really onto something here. Have you heard his music?
This guy's got a sweet guitar. Look at these disciples he's got following around, just like Jesus. Right. I mean, yeah, that one's chewing on a tree right now, but I think he's fine.
Yeah, what's the... So what if a few of them got some bloodstained clothing?
I mean, he talked a lot about dune buggies, but still. Seemed like a pretty cool dude. I wonder whatever happened to that guy.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, Charlie Manson, man, that's a case that I am, neglecting to cover on purpose.
Neglecting to cover on purpose.
Go ahead, being honest with you.
It's just so deep.
So much, man. And then this new book came out. Because you have what's the first Helter Skelter? That was apparently the truth about Charles Manson for so long, but now there's this new book out, and I'm totally blanking on the name of it. I'll Google it.
Yeah, anti-Helter Skelter book or whatever.
Yeah, there's a new book out that's basically disproving so much about that book, and the guy who wrote Helter Skelter is pissed about it.
Oh, exactly. If you made your entire living off of the backs of Charles Manson and his followers,
right,
and the sad deaths of his
Chaos
victims.
It's called Chaos. Pulling it up on Amazon here. Chaos, Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 60s.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, by Tom O'Neill.
So yeah, if we actually do end up doing a Charles Manson series and the Manson family, we're gonna have to do a almost like a 3-part episode where you're like, here's the story, here's what happened, and then here's the Helter Skelter version, and then here's the Chaos version. So yeah, that would be like a whole 3-part series or something like that if we did the Manson family.
Glad you're signing me up for that, Andy.
Oh, absolutely, my man. Absolutely.
Love 3-parter episodes.
Fills the whole gap between Patreon.
We will definitely be recording those in the winter.
Nah, we're going to go out to the desert just like the Manson family did. Record this underground. Get a nice little shelter out there.
Yeah.
Be riding dune buggies around in no time.
Exactly.
But yeah, we'll have a fun little story out there for the first time, too.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. So what do you got for us today, Andy? What kind of crazy stories? What kind of paths? What is this you're playing?
I think is this striking some nerves? You feeling some nostalgia right now, Michael?
I'm feeling some nostalgia. I am feeling it. Oh my God. Yes.
And this is how we are segueing into our first story, Michael, because our first story
Got your own
is
segue music now.
exactly what you think it is if you follow the news at all this summer.
I don't.
We are talking about the proposed cage fight against Elon Musk
okay.
and Mark Zuckerberg.
Even I have heard of this.
This is the biggest headline right now, and it's a good shenanigan.
It is a great shenanigan.
It's a great headline and a shenanigan.
Is this really happening, Andy?
God, I hope it is.
Are you still playing the Mortal Kombat music?
Whoop, I guess that thing just wanted to come
turning
back.
you down.
I just wanted to come back. Is this
turning
for real? Mortal Kombat!
Oh, shit.
You damn straight it's for real.
Look at Scorpion bust through the door.
Get over here. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see Mark Zuckerberg just pull a get over here in the middle of the fight.
He might, dude. He is definitely an alien.
It's like, I prove it, he is a cyborg.
We don't really know what he's capable of.
Yeah, one of them's going to come out with like a chain on his hand. Elon Musk is going to come out with Jack's arms.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Come out, you didn't say we could modify. You didn't say we couldn't
They
modify
got
before.
Tesla emblems on them.
Tesla. They're hybrids. They're fully electric powered. Make sure they charge the battery before the fight.
That's right.
Yeah, Musk is going to come out
300 punch charge, bitch.
I can go 0 to 60 in 2.5, your face. Pow! 0 to 60 through your face.
Right.
But yeah, I saw like this new headline right now. We're talking about this fight because this is what we want to see. We saw some billionaires go down to explore the Titanic, and look what happened to them. Let's just see some billionaires really duke it out in front of an audience where there's no mysteries of what happened in this fight.
I think this is the future of televised fighting. You know, let's just see celebrities beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, like we used to watch Celebrity Deathmatch.
Like Celebrity Deathmatch, but real.
We used to watch. We grew up on that.
90s kids' dreams come true.
All those kids are now the real producers now. They're the ones actually signing the contracts and the ones offering. They're the ones who are actually pushing the stuff.
Yeah.
So all these 90s kids are like, hey, do you remember this claymation show? Because one time I saw Billy Corgan stomp Courtney Love.
Yeah.
And I just think we need to see this happen in real. What are they doing? What are they doing?
What are they doing? Are they busy?
Are they busy? I'm just saying.
I mean,
like,
how
yes.
irrelevant are they? They could get back in the spotlight.
Yeah, let's just boost some careers. Let's sell some merchandise. Let's throw down in the good old...
There's a lot of money to be made on a fight.
Yeah, Joe Rogan would commentate on that for a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Joe Rogan would be like the final boss. He'd be like the Mike Tyson of the Celebrity Deathmatch.
Dude, he's
like
on the ground floor, man. He's really put in the years at UFC.
I think that'd be a really good thing. Yeah, Joe Rogan is the final boss. If you go through enough wins in the Celebrity Deathmatch, you finally get to fight Joe Rogan.
Okay.
He is the Mike Tyson. He's just moving back and forth.
Right.
Like, come on. Joey Diaz is in the corner. You got this, Joe. You got this.
You got this, Joe. It's Monday morning. Tell him to suck your balls, Joe.
Come on, Joe Rogan. You got this.
The world is yours.
Yeah, we'll have Joey Diaz comment on the Joe Rogan fight when he's the final boss of Celebrity Deathmatch.
It's Joey Diaz and Snoop Dogg.
Because Joe Rogan's gonna be the one commenting this fight. If this happens, that's gonna be he's gonna be like, oh hell yeah, I'll do this pro bono.
He couldn't get any more famous. And
He'll do this pro
he's
bono.
Just gonna freaking yeah.
But yeah, the two tech guns previously did agree to face one another in a cage match, according to TMZ.
A cage match.
Italy's Prime Minister of Culture has reached out to the Metaboss earlier this week that they should go head-to-head in the most legendary battle theater in the world, Michael.
Hold on.
The Roman Colosseum.
That would be epic. I mean, it's the only place the Metaboss can freaking... Who came up with that term, first off?
I'm assuming he claimed that. It's probably on his email signature.
Did he create the metaverse so he could be the meta boss?
He could be the meta god. He could be the god of his own universe.
Right?
Yes, I think that's exactly what he did. But I think if they did it in the Roman Colosseum, could you imagine the VR? The VR that the metaverse could do, like literally have them fight, but have all the audience members have VR headsets, so it looks like the old Roman Colosseum. You've got the full on the banners and everything. Like you could VR the shit out of the Roman Colosseum with the budget of these two.
If you have a Galaxy Quest 2, I think there's free movies that you can watch through certain apps on that are still in theaters. Like my daughter watched the Mario movie the other day, and she came in and she was like, "Oh, that's from the Mario movie." I'm like, "Where'd you see that at?" I'm like, "It's still in theaters." She's like, "I saw it on the Oculus." I'm like, "What the crap?" Yeah, and it's like an experience. Like you actually go into a theater, and it's like you're sitting there watching it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking like you could VR the shit out of this fight, the metaverse fight between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. Sell tickets on the metaverse where everyone's just logging in on their Oculuses to watch, and they all feel like they're in the Coliseum. Dude, I can see where this could be
soon,
a fucking...
instead of buying seats to events, you'll be buying camera placements.
Yeah.
to events. You'd be like, do you want to be camera 5? It's right near the stage on the north corner, and you can move that camera so much while it sits there and watch the fight. How
Yeah,
dope would that be?
you'll get to buy seat views.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. I mean, that's a real like future thing we're going to see. And so they're gonna have like real seats where you can go experience, and then they're gonna have like a camera that is like on row 1 and then on row like 10 and then on
But
like
you can't set the people with the cameras.
like you would have to have
You'd have
like
to have a camera section.
yeah, it's gonna have to. You'll have like a camera on each of those rows, and that's gonna be like if you want to buy this exclusive ticket, you can sit up there with your Oculus or your VR set, and you know,
You see some asshole spill beer on your camera. Son of a bitch.
it's just the camera gets knocked over in the opening fight, and you're just watching people's feet for the rest of the show.
Yeah, this was well worth it.
Oh my
Well,
God, the $4,000 I
hey,
spent on this.
That's the price you pay to be an introvert. Get your ass out there.
Listen, that would have been you right there. You would have got elbowed by some real MMA fan. You've been knocked out, laying on the floor, just watching feet.
It was the same experience. It was bound to happen.
It was the same experience. It
At
was
least you don't
bound
have to feel it.
at least you didn't actually feel the impact of those things. You don't actually have to smell the feet and the beer on your head.
Exactly.
The camera just keeps
just
getting beer
imagine.
poured on it, and you're just like, oh, God. But yeah, I just like this. I want to see these. I want to really see this. This is a real fight. I would absolutely watch. You got a big 6'2", 230 blubbering Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And you got this little 5'7" raptor of a humanoid in Mark Zuckerberg. That's not real. That is iRobot at best. But like, I want to see that fight. Like, that's a completely outmatched and different weight class and different. Like, they would not be in the same fight. You would think. And normally, he's 145. Elon's 230.
Right.
Like, that is like. Well, also, it's 39-year-olds versus a 52-year-old. It's like Rocky Balboa coming out of retirement at this point. But yeah, the fight was originally going to be staged in Las Vegas, meaning like the athletic commission would have to sign off on it, but the rules could be relaxed due to it being an exhibition fight. But Rome's Coliseum hasn't hosted large events inside for hundreds of years, and only a few hundred people will be able to accommodate in temporary seating. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you VR'd this whole thing, put up cameras in there and sold virtual seats in the Coliseum, it would be like it was a real Roman gladiatorial.
You could have drone pilots in there.
Exactly. You could. I think if they do this, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see drones and VRing and metaversing this shit, where you get to buy tickets in the Coliseum, and like where the actual seats are no longer there. They will put up drone cameras or different kinds of like stationary things. Like, I could see this being a huge event. And possibly the future, like you said, the future of like the fighting industry.
Oh, definitely.
The future of these kind of like performative professional fights. They're gonna be able to sell virtual experience to these fights.
Here's my thing, though. I think in order for these fights to succeed, these can't be like jiu-jitsu matches. Like, we need to see people getting hit. Like, it needs to be striking.
Oh yeah.
It either needs to be boxing or like kickboxing or just UFC. Just whatever.
American Gladiators.
Yes. Yes.
Let's just bring back the gladiator.
Do it. Let's do it. Like, you want to wear headgear or whatever, fine. That's fine. You can do that. But I feel like it needs to be like full contact. Like, I don't want to see, guys out there wrestling. Like,
no.
I don't care how famous they are.
No, but if it would be pretty cool to do some virtual fights like that, to see like people like virtually fight like a virtual bear or virtual tigers in the Coliseum, actually have like gladiator fights. Because you
watch somebody. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I would like to fight a virtual bear.
Because that way you could actually have virtual fights to the death, like actual sword fights or gladiator fights. Because they're fighting with avatars.
Right.
It's not real. But if you actually have those pilots and those drones in the Coliseum, the Roman Coliseum,
it's on its way, Andy.
I'm like,
we've all seen Ready Player One.
Yes, we've all seen like Real Steel, where they're fucking boxing with avatars, and they're almost like fighting to the death with these robots.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna be able to see like real like fights in virtual worlds. They're gonna be like sword fights or one-on-one duels, and like ninja versus Spartan, like those old Deadliest Warrior shows. We're gonna be able to see that play out, not in a simulation, so to speak, but like actually virtual fight in our faces.
Right. Right.
See, I think this is going to be a pretty fun thing, because the last time somebody actually played there was like Paul McCartney played there in 2003, but only for 400 people who had paid a $1,500 ticket for a charity show.
Wow.
But yeah, like I said, that was still a charity show. That was like 400 people. They never actually filled like the actual seating of the Coliseum in hundreds of years.
Wow.
So that's why we're probably going to see a lot of...
Is the seating ready for this?
I don't think it probably will.
The seating's ready for this.
That's what they wouldn't even be able to seat the entire Coliseum. Half of it is not functional anymore as an actual like arena. So it'd almost be like an amphitheater fight at this point, because that's where only
Yeah.
really almost like half to 3/4 of it, I believe,
Why don't
is.
they just quit being extra and just go to Vegas? They got
Ex-
plenty of places to accommodate you.
They do, and that would definitely be probably the easier one to market and sell tickets for, and you
Yes,
would get a
you'll
lot
pack
of
the
high
place out
rollers.
in no time.
Yeah, I'm surprised. This isn't one of those things that's like gonna be like in Dubai or Vegas. You'll have some outrageous experience for this, but yeah, I can see where they're trying to be like, the story speaks for itself, as like a meta spokesperson said. But yeah, it's like, yeah, the two biggest tech giants in the world fighting in the Roman Colosseum. It's a bit extra, but yeah, it speaks for itself, and you could sell all the digital tickets you could ever imagine. And for the
Yeah,
two tech
that's true.
giants, that's kind of what you're probably going for.
Right,
You want a destination where you're going to get the only people who are going to go are the richest people.
Right.
And then the people who buy tickets can be from anywhere in the world to virtually see this.
Of course.
So yeah, it's a tech giant thing, but yeah, it spawned earlier this week. It was like some screenshots and different things, and like Elon just kind of trolling everybody, being like, "Yeah, I call this move the Walrus, where I just lay on top of my opponent and do nothing." Yeah, that man is he's just a stocky little doughy, weirdo. I mean, like I can't really see him. I feel like he would get hit in the nose one time, and be like, "Oh, that's what that's like. Oh, ow, no."
So you think that's happening?
I hope it does, and I think it should. I think it will happen in some fashion. Like I said, it's going to be like either a real, like MMA, here comes the boom type Vegas fight, or it's going to be some kind of virtual reality, like Avatar fight maybe, or them having like a virtual boxing match.
Yeah.
Which I could see. Putting them in two virtual sets.
That would
where
be
they're-
lame.
That would be very lame,
You're
but I
really
could.
cutting back on profits, which they probably don't care about.
We need to see the blood.
Yeah.
I want to see the blood. We need to see if Zuckerberg bleeds
Simple
human
as
blood.
that, man. Simple as that. If it even happens.
That's what he's worried about. That's what Zuckerberg's worried about. He's worried about us actually seeing his blood
Oh.
and lack
realizing-
thereof.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
Like
How
just
green it is.
Elon Musk just elbowing him continuously in the nose, like, "Why won't you bleed?"
Just gets up and starts slamming him with one.
Yeah, just picks up and just fucking Supermans him up. Enough with this charade. Just rips him in half.
Right?
Yeah, like I
Oh
said,
my
it's,
God.
that'd be the one way we publicly out Zuckerberg as a non-human being.
Yeah, I'm sure he's concerned about that.
He
if
is
that's
very
the case.
concerned. It's like, I have to figure out how to make a life model decoy, or make a fucking do some plastic surgery on a little scrawny kid, make him look like me.
You have to think though. It's like no matter what, something in this fight is going to make it's going to live on forever, and you just
Yeah.
hope it's not something negative.
Yeah, we're already going to start seeing the like the simulations of this fight, the AI simulations, the sports betting. You're going to see a lot of like
Yeah.
WWE creator wrestler fights and stuff, or MMA creator wrestler fights. Like, there's already going to be a bunch of simulations of this happening. So the bets will be made. Like there will be so much gambling on this fight that would be
Right.
outrageous. I want to see this so bad.
So what would be your dream setup as far as the rules?
Like I said, I think they should do an exhibition fight, and I don't think it should be like a full, boxing match. Maybe I think that
Okay.
or boxing might be the better way to do it, because that way it's a little less risky for actual, bone to bone contact or any kind of life altering
Right.
injuries. I could see them doing a charity boxing match.
Yeah.
that might be a little bit better for the both of them, and it might actually sell better. Because if you're,
Mm-hmm.
because that an MMA fight might just be over, and like I said, one of them gets hit in the nose with an elbow one time, they're like, "Ow,
Yeah.
no."
Well, if
Like,
it's MMA, I know Zuckerberg trains, and I'm sure Elon does some type of self-defense. It's like part of their fitness now.
No,
It's
Elon
become
openly-
like this fad.
Elon openly says, he's like, "I do not work out. I work 20 hours a day, and I sleep like 4 hours on a desk
He
every
might
once
be
in a
at a little bit of a disadvantage there.
He's like, "I'm just bigger than you. I'm just you probably can't pick
Yeah.
me up if I just
Right.
dead weight you."
But
and
if it's
just-
like UFC, he's not going to need to.
yeah, Elon just backing up. No.
Right.
Yeah, as I said,
that'll
I
be
think it should
interesting.
be. I could see a charity boxing match. Give them like 3 to 5 rounds of a boxing match or something like that. But like,
Yeah.
you'd probably need to boost it up like a normal card. Have a few actual fights in between. Have like a real MMA fight to start it off, or like a professional fight, and that's like your main event. Is these two doughy humanoids just punching each other flaccidly? Just,
You don't think they have any actual? I don't think they have any actual spite like towards each other.
no, I don't think so either. Like I said, I
they're
think
just like they're probably calling each other and being like, "You wanna work this up a little bit more on social media?" Or
the only thing I could
before we
think is
call it?"
that Zuckerberg might just be concerned that Elon might make it to his home planet someday, and it might be like a thing. It's like, oh, I might need to take this guy out. He actually might make it to where I'm from.
That's true.
He might expose me one day. He might find my crashed spaceship.
He might. You know what would make it more interesting? Okay, if we made a little wager on the fight, this would make them try harder too. Okay, right? So if Zuckerberg loses, Elon gets Facebook.
No,
and vice versa.
I would say you put Instagram up. Because Zuckerberg started with Facebook, and then he added Instagram to Facebook. So it's like, and Zuckerberg, or now, Musk has Twitter.
Okay.
You put Instagram up as the wager. It's like the winner gets Instagram.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Or the winner, it's like Snapchat. It's like, you don't even own me. You're in the fucking wager.
You're in the wager.
TikTok, you went on this?
TikTok's like,
I didn't understand that. All right.
TikTok's like, I'm good on my own, bitch.
TikTok's like, no. We're good. You just keep doing what you're doing.
Don't even look up TikTok stats. It is scary.
You don't look at us. We'll just look at you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, wager Instagram. Wager some kind of like...
Yeah, there we go.
Some industry or something.
There we go. Make it interesting.
The loser has to work for the other as an intern for like 6 months.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The loser has to be the other's intern for 6 months.
Oh
That would be a
my
great
God.
wager. Like, it's like, just eat like fucking Zuckerberg's walking around in a Tesla, just Tesla merch from head to toe.
Joke's on us. They just become great friends and fucking merge and become two giants.
Exactly. I feel like there's going to be
that's what happens.
Wait, negative
we
side
really
effects.
benefit each other a lot.
Yeah, why don't we just take over?
Yeah, why don't we? Zuckerberg's like, that's great. That was my plan all the time when I came here from my planet. What was that?
When I came here to take over the planet, I mean, when I grew up as a human child in
my species, I mean, our. So yeah,
they
you
just
can have Instagram.
They're just gonna get to the center of the ring and just walk each other and like pretend to fight, and then just turn and shake hands real quick, and then just like look at the crowd and be like, "This is all we wanted," and just like press a button on a remote.
Everyone who
just
watched
engages Skynet. That's how it starts.
Everyone who's watching immediately becomes their slaves.
Yes. Everyone who bought those virtual tickets is now under control. All their Oculus is just fucking
everyone there
fuse into their brains, and just they're all just a bunch of mindless controlled zombies now.
Yeah, I think because of that, I'm just gonna watch the highlights.
I'll watch the TikTok highlights the next day.
I'll see what China has to say about it.
I'll see what's on TikTok the next day. But so this has been a hot topic issue this summer. Everybody's been kind of bantering about it back and forth. After that fucking sub went down, and everybody was like, "Oh, well, no, we're talking about that. Let's talk about these two nerds."
Yeah, right. Some more billionaires.
They had to get some distractions. Like, but that billionaire on the sub was like, "Hey, Elon, can you cause like a commotion up there for a little bit? I need to disappear. Right. Can you like maybe like
all
fight
billionaires
Zuckerberg?
know each other.
Can you fight that nerd over at Facebook for a little while?
Do something drastic. Come on, make a distraction. You owe me one.
Bite his ear off like Tyson." See if he bleeds.
God.
I need to know if he bleeds.
All right.
I need you to cause a distraction.
I think we bled everything out of this story, that's for sure.
Well, I got another distraction right here. I got a distraction that definitely took over some airwaves over in the French countryside recently.
Okay.
Remember this past summer or the past few months we talked about, I watched Cocaine Bear?
You did, yes.
And I told you, I was like,
I haven't been able to waste my life with it.
It's not a waste. It's like 90 minutes of just fun. It's not a good movie. It's not a bad movie. It's just 90 minutes of fun, exactly what it was told to be. It's Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, I have to take your word for it.
No other explanation needed. Bear on cocaine.
Just digging my heels in. I'm just not going to watch it ever now.
But this right here, we may have our next case of cocaine something. I don't know if it's going to be a bear because I'm not exactly sure what roams the French countryside.
Cocaine shark, dude.
Ooh, cocaine shark.
That would be such a good movie.
It would just dissipate in the water unless the shark actually found like a floating still brick of it and just ate the brick.
We'll work out the science later, Andy.
That's what you gotta see. You gotta find those floating
cocaine
bricks.
Shark, man.
The brick that's all wrapped in cellophane or whatever is floating in the ocean, and the shark thinks it's a leg. And then just megalodon my ass.
Pupils get even wider.
But right here, drugs rain down on a French countryside after a French fighter jet intercepts a tourist plane.
Yeah, take that, tourist.
Take that, tourist.
Suck it.
But a French fighter jet intercepted a tourist plane over a remote region of France over the weekend, leading the pilot to throw out more than a dozen bags of suspected drugs.
Wow.
One of French's most modern fighters was sent to check on a single-seater tourist plane over the remote Arc-de-Quai region Saturday as it flew through restricted airspace near a nuclear power plant. So yeah, drug dealers know where you're flying.
I guess they had reason.
They did have reason to like target a civilian plane.
Yeah.
You're flying over a nuclear power plant.
Yeah, can't do that.
So as the fighter jet got near, the Air Force pilot witnessed very erratic behavior in the cockpit. And over the course of a few minutes, he saw the door open and several packages being thrown out. The suspected trafficker, a Polish national with past drug offenses, was arrested after he did land the plane at an airstrip in Lanus. The prosecutor's office said in a statement Tuesday. So investigators have so far found around 15 packages on the ground containing an estimated 66 pounds of white powder that is currently being analyzed.
Wow.
But yeah, that's only 15. They only found 15. I don't know if they exactly know.
15, huh?
They don't know exactly how many went overboard. I don't think he's telling exactly how many packages he's thrown out there.
Are they scattered among a forest?
Yeah, they're
area?
over like a countryside, like over just a French countryside. There's some forest areas. There's some farmland.
Cocaine moose.
Cocaine
moose. They got moose in France.
I don't think they got moose in France. I think it's a Canadian thing. It's like a cocaine bull, cocaine cow. There we go, cocaine cow.
Cocaine cow. I like the way it sounds.
There we go. I know there's some nice dairy cows over in the French countryside. Cocaine sheep.
Oh,
there we go.
I don't know.
But yeah, I was about to say, I bet there's a French farmer who just happened to find something on his roof that morning, was like, oh, guess I don't need to go get sugar today.
Yeah.
I was going to have to go to the market later anyway.
Right.
But they haven't found, I don't know how many they're going to find. They said last year the French authorities seized a record 157 tons of drugs over the course of the year.
57 tons, huh?
But yeah, this follows an
That's a lot of
incident
drugs.
last month where 2 tons of cocaine was found on beaches of northern France in March. And the next month, the UK border seized over a ton of cocaine floating in the
Jesus.
English Channel. So there must be some kind of drug traffic, like trade or route that's over this English Channel into the French countryside. Like,
Yeah.
I guess they're following some kind of normal route that this is how they're getting their cocaine into Europe.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy tried to do the whole cocaine bear and just dump all the packages out the side and then land the plane. Like, what? Why?
What?
I'm just a tourist. I don't know why you're stopping me. I'm
Right?
just,
I don't have anything.
I'm just a guy. Just a
No.
guy. like this guy just pulls out his iPhone, just shows a video of like the cockpit. Like, was this you? I didn't know you. I didn't know you could film up there. I didn't know you guys had
Right.
had cameras up there.
Right.
I really.
Interesting.
Wow. It does look
Crazy.
like me.
What do you know?
Well, you can definitely search the plane. There's nothing on board.
Feel free to search the plane all you want, sir.
There's nothing
Yeah.
to say what I was throwing out of this plane or what that man who was throwing out of this plane looked that just like me was throwing out of. But yeah, like I said, there's going to be a nice cocaine something going on in the French countryside. I want to see
Yeah.
this. I want to see the next movie that comes out in a few years of Cocaine Cow just wandering the French
Cocaine
countryside.
cow. Just
Just wandering into some vineyard,
just
causing
stomping
havoc.
people.
causing into
Jesus.
some winery and just,
Right.
just causing chaos,
Taking revenge on the local burger joints.
killing a bunch of croissant factories and stuff. But yeah, I wanted to see this, man. I was like, I love the fact that there could be a possible cocaine sequel right here.
There could be.
I did
Who
see like a
knows?
really low budget, like Cocaine Crocodile or something. It looked like a sci-fi budget
Oh,
movie. They're already
God.
going to start making some knockoffs of this.
Okay.
But nothing has been inspired by true events like Cocaine Bear has until
Oh.
possibly now.
Right.
Listen, I want to see some French. I want to see some French shepherd dogs or something. Just doing the zoomies around a
French bulldogs.
Yes.
Yeah, just a bunch of Frenchies on cocaine.
bunch of cocaine French bulldogs.
Cocaine Frenchies coming to a theater near you.
Cocaine French bulldogs coming to a theater near you. But we'll see if they find any other packages or any other things floating around or any suspected farmers turn in half a package of cocaine.
Yeah, right.
I found this weird half package of cocaine. It seems like on the. Why are you staring at me like that?
Wait. I got something on my face.
Got something on my nose still bleeding? I mean, is my nose bleeding? But for our
Lord.
next story, Michael, I got another story for us here. I know it's we've already beat that dead horse of the Zuckerberg fight to death that we talked
Yeah.
about that sub for a while last week.
Seriously.
But this story was making the rounds last week, and it just caught my attention, and it made me laugh because I could see myself accidentally being this janitor. This
Oh,
is just
no.
one of those janitors in like a Judd Apatow movie who's just like, God, that is annoying. I want to fix that. But right here, a janitor heard some annoying alarms while working and turned off a freezer, accidentally ruining 20 years of school research over $1 million.
Oh my God.
This is why you always wear headphones while you work.
That's it.
It's why you gotta invest in a good pair of headphones.
Oblivious, people.
Good pair of like Raycons or a good pair of like Beats by Dre. Get some Apple AirPods in there. This won't be a problem. Just supply yourself with some noise canceling headphones. Just zone out.
Yeah, yeah.
But a university janitor who turned off a freezer after hearing multiple annoying alarms ruined over 20 years of research, according to a lawsuit filed against him by his employer, or a lawsuit filed against his employer by a Polytechnic Institute in upstate New York. The janitor who is
invested in the research, right?
Yeah,
Obviously.
The janitor who is not being sued in the lawsuit was a contractor with the Dago cleaning system who worked for several months in 2020 at a private research university in Troy. The school is seeking over $1 million in damages for the result of this incident.
Wait, he worked at another evidence facility before?
Yeah, he's just a contract cleaner. He wasn't even like an employee of the institute. He wasn't just one of their janitors. He was like a cleaning service who came in.
I smell a conspiracy.
What
happened in his last place? What happened at his last job? Did he accidentally ruin some evidence there as well?
No, I don't think you get to do it twice. Huh? I think after the first one, we're gonna put you on dispatch. You're gonna be on dispatch for a little while now. You don't. Well, we're gonna put you back to the training course.
What was the research? Does it say?
I'll have to see what the research exactly was, but it did contain over 20 years of research, including cell cultures and samples, to which a small temperature fluctuation would cause catastrophic damage. So the college does not believe the janitor is at fault, but instead blames his the cleaning service for not failing to completely train him or supervise him while he was cleaning. So no one told him what these things were.
Right.
So he's just walking through there cleaning and being like, "That probably shouldn't be beeping, right? Beep," and just kept going. Like it was probably just a casual thing. It says through negligence or carelessness or reckless supervision and loss of control, caused damage to certain cell cultures, samples, and/or research in the lab. But yeah, they don't. The CNN has reached out to the attorneys to see what the cleaning services say, but they don't believe there was any nefarious conduct on the cleaning service. We're not looking into like corporate espionage type deal or like pharmaceutical espionage.
Right.
Which is like that's a real industry, like pharmaceutical espionage and corporate espionage. That is a dark industry to fall into, like those weird research holes, because those are like the people who were like trained by the CIA and they were like, well, I don't know what to do now. We're not really investigating Cuba right now anymore. Right. What do I do? And Pfizer is over there going, hey, so we got this company who's kind of doing the same that we are.
Yeah.
I hear you're good at, how should we say, destabilizing certain
crediting
bodies of government or boards of. I feel like you have a good. Maybe you have a certain skill set we could employ over here at the Pfizer company.
Yeah, with our near endless means.
With our near endless supply of money. But yeah, the lawsuit states that cell cultures and specimens in the freezer needed to maintain a certain degree, but that was completely destroyed after just a few degrees that was turned off.
Wow.
Despite the alarm going off, the team determined that the cell samples would be safe until emergency repairs could be done, but they waited for the freezer's manufacturer to come perform the repairs. Apparently, I guess they didn't do it longer or fast enough. Mm-hmm. So that the freezer is beeping, it is under repair. Please do not move or unplug it. No cleaning required in this area. You can press the alarm, test mute for 5 to 10 seconds if you would like to mute the sound. This was a warning label that apparently was posted on the freezer, however. But yeah, how big is this warning? Is this like fucking like poster board on this, or is this just like a little like a label down at the bottom of the freezer that's like, hey. Like, you need to make sure that the person is trained. Hey, look at this warning. Don't touch this.
Right.
If you need to touch it, touch this one.
Right.
But yeah, like the next day, the research.
But he wasn't trained.
He wasn't trained. He wasn't supervised. He wasn't actually in there with a proper manager or anybody actually walking him through like, hey, this is a new place for you to clean. Don't touch this. Don't touch this. But the next day, the students came in and found the freezer was switched off despite several attempts to preserve the research. A majority of the cultures were compromised. Damn. So I'm not exactly sure what they were researching. They don't really want to say in the article. I guess there's probably some classified evidence or some studies that weren't ready to be made public. But I would love to see what the freezer actually contained, what these different researchers, what the cell cases were studying and things like that.
Right.
I don't know. That's why they're probably like, we need to see if this was nefarious or not.
It's like I don't think it was something too important, or they wouldn't have even let this story out. I don't think.
No, like I said, I don't think they definitely had to check to see if there was any kind of nefarious inclinations behind this. Because if
Right.
it wasn't nefarious, they can just definitely put this out. This was an accidental thing. We lost some stuff.
Still want
It's
to
no
know
big
what
deal.
they were studying, though.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, that's
still
cool.
wanna know.
What were in the cases?
Yeah, what was in there?
Just some cultures and cells that we were testing and growing.
Oh.
Yeah, for like what? It's all gone. So it's
nothing.
yeah, not a big. It's all gone now.
Waste
so
of our lives.
you know, we'll pick it up some other time. You don't need to worry about that. It's
Yeah, it's
it's
inevitable. What? Nothing.
It'll come back. We have the notes.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, they don't believe the janitor's at fault. They don't believe that this guy was coming in there trying to catastrophically destroy a bunch of research. This guy was just trying to do his job and got slightly annoyed by a beeping sound. It just kind of reminded me. Have you ever seen? Did you ever see IT Crowd?
No.
It's just like the little vampire who lives in the basement. Who's like, yeah, I'm just in here and these beeps on the walls. I don't know what they do. Sometimes this one beeps twice. Look. Oh, see, there it goes. I feel like I should tell someone, but then I don't. like that was his janitor. He was like, I don't know what these beeps do. Maybe I should tell someone. Nah. I'll just handle it. I'll handle this myself.
I don't know, man. Being new, I don't think I would have messed with anything at all. I'd just been like, nope. If those beeps are some type of emergency, I would have known about it.
Yeah,
you
you probably
just wouldn't
think.
have touched it at all.
This is a really just don't give a fuck janitor anymore. He's like, listen, I got a job to do, all right? I got one thing to do. You paid me for one job.
like-
You didn't pay me to be disturbed,
It's
okay?
like the janitor on Scrubs.
Yes.
Our favorite janitor to bring up.
The janitor on Scrubs would have just like fucking rebuilt something in there and be like, yeah, I heard this beeping going on, so I
went ahead and spliced a few of these cells together. And
So yeah, I went through a bunch of your notes, and
I think I invented a new species.
you guys are doing some pretty interesting stuff. So yeah, I would have added my DNA to these cell cultures. Don't ask how.
Not important.
Not important. But yeah, like I said,
shit.
Michael, these were some weird stories that were going on this week, but I kind of wanted to keep it a little short and sweet this week. Just some headlines, just some shenanigans.
Right on.
But I really want to see if there's a follow-up on this Elon Musk story. Like, it is, I want to see Elon Musk versus Mark
You
Zuckerberg.
should live tweet it on the account if it does.
Oh, I will live cover it. I
Yes.
will live stream it. If there's a virtual show, I'm getting that Oculus. We are going to put it on. We're going to watch. We're going to get a seat.
We only got one. We'll have to share it. We'll have to just put it on half of an eye.
Oh, we can stream it to the TV.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Just the one person gets to look around.
Just quit looking around. I'm trying to watch the
Quit looking down at your phone. You don't have a real phone.
It was a ground and pound. Why the fuck you look away at a ground and pound?
You missed me to the goddamn tombstone power driver. And that was legal in this move.
He had him in a solid armbar and you're trying to get popcorn? What the fuck?
You went to the concession stand? We have a kitchen, you idiot. I ordered takeout for this.
All right, guys. We'll let you guys head to the concession stand. We're gonna get out of here. But thank you guys for sticking around with us through this summer break. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we'll be back with regular TCG episodes September 6th, most likely with the cult of Tony Alamo, spelled Alamo.
Tony Alamo.
That's right. But until then, guys, we'll still be doing these shows. Look for the new Sandu stories coming out soon, and keep creeping, I guess.
I think so. And
Yeah.
keep sweating, guys.
And
Just
keep
keep
sweating.
keep hydrated out there. I gotta get out there. I gotta go fall into a river or something.
I noticed this episode was shorter.
I gotta get an IV
Yeah.
drip going. I am sweating in here.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Keep creeping.
Bye. If you've enjoyed this episode, please feel free to check out all the other shows on our TCG network, as well as subscribing to our YouTube channel. Starting every Monday with new episodes of Strange and Unexplained, followed every other Tuesday by our audio drama podcast, Sandu Stories. Then, of course, new episodes of True Crime Guys every Wednesday. And if that's not enough, head on over to our Patreon, where you can have access to hundreds of hours of exclusive content, including older episodes, strange shorts, the latest edition of Sandu Stories, and, of course, higher thoughts. But until next time, guys, keep creeping.
You hush your mouth, boy.